Good morning, guys. Hope everyone is having a fabulous day so far. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of a day in the life because plenty of people have asked for it, so I want to deliver on that request. Busy day today. My Mondays and Tuesdays are always pretty manic because that's when I do like the main bulk of my client check-ins, and I just have crazy stuff to do today. So what we're going to do is I've actually just rocked up to the gym. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. The reason why I'm doing it so early, I don't typically train this early. I will typically train kind of like later on in the morning after a meal. But because I have such a busy day and have lots going on this afternoon, I want to get it done nice and early so I can get home, do client check-ins, and go and obviously run some errands because I've got to go and pick up a belt, hopefully, that's come from the States, which is super exciting. Something that I treated myself to because you guys will see it later, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I've got a podcast later to do and all of that good stuff. So, and I've got a couple of new starters to get started. So with that being said, I got posterior this morning. If you have been following along on Instagram, you'll know that I've had an issue with my knee. So that has been something that I've been rehabbing, trying to control the swelling. Luckily, when I saw the physio on Monday, structurally the knee itself is not bad. It just needs a little bit of time. It's a little bit unstable, but again, swelling wouldn't have helped with that. But roughly around 3 kilos of swelling that I've managed to remove from the knees. So it's looking a little bit more like a knee now, which is good. But like ACL, PCL, MCL, LCL, meniscus, all fine. We reckon it could have been some other structures. Basically, when you have, with your knee and any joint really, you have something called like a retinaculum, which is essentially like a small sheath that encompasses the joint itself and provides stability. We think that could have ruptured, or you have a multitude of bursas around the knee, and you have a suprapatellar bursa, which is basically sits at the top of the kneecap. That could have burst, but where the pain is in my knee, there's no real structures that would have gone. Could have been like vastus lateralis, but with where that inserts, it doesn't really make sense that it would have been that. I've had issues with my knees since I've been bigger anyway, but obviously coming out of prep, being as lean as I was, putting body fat back on, PEDs coming out, me being a twat with training, I did say to my physio at some point it was probably going to go. I know that's not the attitude to have, and with the amount of posing I did in prep as well, and the cardio, and and I admittedly, guiltily, I don't really do much mobility, so that's something that's going to change this off season, is really focusing on my mobility a little bit more, especially if I'm going to be pushing size. So it's going to become something that will be hindered as I put mass on if I don't stay on top of it. So it's just conservative management now. Glute, hamstring and calf training has been fine, so that's a positive. So I've been able to do that. It's just any like deep flexion work, like compound work with again, deep flexion, like I can't hack squat, I can't really leg press, I can't hip press, but today, well, not today, but this week we're starting to load again because it is much better, which is positive. So fingers crossed that it goes well. But like RDLing and hamstring curling and stuff is all fine. So with posterior today, we've got obviously my back portion in the beginning and then hamstrings at the end. So that should be fine. There's not been an issue with that. And that's what I'm training today. So posterior today, and then it'll be rest day tomorrow. So we'll just see how it goes, see how it ticks along. I'm spending far more time warming up now, and again doing mobility stuff because I really don't want to break again, because I can't go another day without training legs properly. But it should be good. But anyway, my guys, I am gonna get trained. I'm not gonna film my training session today because you guys have been inundated with training videos, so it literally is just gonna be like a day in the life, and a little bit of kind of like, yes, full day of eating, a little bit of everything today. I'm wearing this hoodie because so many people loved the previous top that I was wearing that was like, I guess it's like a camo leaf. I'm only joking. A lot of you hated it, so hence why I'm wearing this today, because it's funny. But yeah, so that is the plan of action. I have my intro drink, which, as you guys know, is 30 grams of carbs, so cyclic dextrin, EAAs, and some pump formula. I won't go over that again because you guys have seen it about 5,000 times. So that'll be sipped throughout the workout, and then I'll take you guys through my post-workout when I get home, and just basically take you through my day. My days aren't interesting, but like I said, they're busy. I'm hoping to get in some sauna and ice bath this evening as well, depending on the time. But we'll just see. But gonna get training, so I'll catch you guys after the session's been done. So that is posterior done and dusted. Sweaty mess that I am, but really, really good session. I went into that session a little bit nervous, but came out feeling really good. Obviously, you know, we're sort of playing around with 1 to 2 reps in reserve for any leg work. Back work was fine. It's just the seated hamstring curl on the RDL that we backed off slightly because it's just not worth the risk. And last week when I kind of fully sent the RDL, my adductor was a little bit twingy, which makes sense because it's compensating for my right leg. So just stripped it back slightly and just made sure that the set was just executed perfectly. And this is one thing that's really changed with my mindset a lot with training since working with Callum is, you know, you don't just want to be moving weight from A to B, you want to really be thinking about how you're moving that weight to A to B. And previously, when I was younger, I would just fucking fully send it and it was just stupid, and I spent half my life just injured. And if you've been following me for a long time, you would know exactly what training that was. So now, obviously, you know, I'm coming up to 30, not that that's old, but I need to be a little bit smarter about the way that I approach my training, because if I'm just being a twat with it, then I'm just going to end up injured, i.e. the knee that went and things like that. So it's just about executing to 100%, thinking about how we're moving it and just really rinsing the most out of the set, because it's going to go so much further. But plan of action now is to head home and have my post-workout meal. I might try and get to Royal Mail, which is our parcel company here in the UK, for anyone overseas, because I have a really exciting package waiting for me, I hope. But they do shut soon, so I might not get it today. I might get it tomorrow, my rest day, but we will just see how the journey goes, because the schools here in the UK have sort of shut for the summer now, so the traffic is fucking crazy. So yeah, so if time doesn't allow, I will just get it tomorrow. I do have another really exciting package coming today, which I'm excited to show you guys, because it's going to be really fun. I hope it comes today, because otherwise you guys have been hyped up and you won't be able to see it, but I'll put it on my Instagram anyway when it arrives, if it arrives. But yeah, so I'm gonna head home and then I'll walk you through my post-workout meal. I haven't eaten yet today, so typically when I train early, I train without a meal prior. But I do obviously have the intra in my, the intra in my drink, so I kind of am a little bit fed, I suppose you could say. But yeah, so gonna head home, have some food, I'll show you what my post-workout meal is, and then it's time to get into check-ins. All of my prep clients have been done. I did them prior to starting training, so they're all set to go. It's just my standard kind of check-ins, my daily goers, or my weekly goers, should I say, that need to be set and sorted for the rest of the week. And then I'm going to try and fit in a sauna and an ice bath later. And then it's a podcast time. So we have a lovely guest called Rita Trotter on this week, who won her pro card, I want to say like a week or so ago. Her story is incredible, so that's why we're going to have her on the podcast, just to talk through the adversity that she's experienced as an individual. But it should be a really good podcast, so be sure to head over to Under the Lights YouTube and Spotify and support that. It is a podcast run by female bodybuilders for female bodybuilders, because I felt that there was something missing in the market for that. So it's about building the community that I speak so much about, obviously one step at a time, but I do have some really, really cool ideas that I want to put into place over the next 12 months, just to try and promote push women's bodybuilding, push women's physique, build that community that is missing in this industry, and just basically do my best to push really. Anyway, heading home, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, back home now. Decided against going to my post office because, like I said, it shuts. I would have just been basically on the cusp of it shutting, so there's just absolutely no point. However, did come back to a package which I'm very, very excited about. Yeah, very, very excited. It's a little bit different, and this company went above and beyond to get these sent out to me, which is super exciting. So I really appreciate them. But Mr. Doctor, so they are releasing these really cool pre-workout pouches, and they've sent me kind of like a good collection of their flavors and things like that, and I'm really, really excited to try them. If you haven't seen them on Instagram already, Mr. Doctor, please check them out, because I honestly feel that these are going to be an absolute game changer. They've already got an abundance of athletes on board who absolutely rate them, and just people that have started trying them have absolutely rated them. So I'm really excited to try them on Thursday, because tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's a rest day for me. But honestly, I haven't been this excited about a product in fucking ages, because it is so different. Like, the pouches are becoming so popular. Obviously they started with, like, not Mr. Doctor, but we started with nicotine pouches and things like that. But now obviously we're moving over to the pre-workout pouches and stuff like that. So very, very excited to give these a go, and just give you some feedback on them, because it's going to be really, really exciting. So yeah, so the future is bright for this brand. Like I said, I'll give you an honest review and I'll tell them what I think. But we've got cherry lemonade, we've got jelly donut, we've got peach ring, we've got kiwi strawberry, mint, and Arctic dew. So I'm going to kind of read up on them, do a little bit of an investigation into probably the best way to use them. But I know obviously they slip into your gum and you just kind of go from there. They say 1 pouch is ignition, 2 pouches overdrive, and 3 pouches is murder it. So very, very excited to give these a go and potentially maybe work with them in the future. I know we've had very brief discussions about it, but I kind of want to see how it goes and then go from there. But yeah, I'll give you guys an honest bit of feedback on them. If I think they're shit, then I'll tell you they're shit. But if I think they're fucking worth investing in, then I absolutely will. They do ship to the UK, so that's huge, which is absolutely mega. I know they had to go through a couple of hoops to get them over here, but there's nothing in here that's stopping them from being over in the UK. There's no illegal substances or anything in them. They are literally a pre-workout pouch. So very, very exciting stuff. And they look fucking sick. Like, I'm a sucker for, like, you could sell me a pen if it looks great and it doesn't work, I would still buy that pen. But like, look how fucking cool that is. That is so cool, isn't it? And that's the cherry lemonade. I'm looking forward to trying the jelly donut. That's gonna be fucking sick. So yeah, so that is really exciting, really, really exciting. Like I said, I've got a rest day tomorrow, and then I am going to try it on my push day on Thursday. But yes, and like I said in the car, I couldn't be happy with how posterior went today. So I'm in a good mood. My fucking clients are smashing it. So yeah, so let's get post-workout done and dusted, or at least started. So I'm going to be using Elevate today, the cookie butter flavour, banging flavour. Again, a brand, I'm not sponsored by this brand, I just fucking love their cream of rice. It is fucking epic. I am also going to go for potentially the farm-fed Squirrely Nut Cookie Crunch, a great flavour. It's basically going to be a cookie overload today, I feel. And then I add 75 grams of blueberries to that, 50 grams of cherries, and then 20 grams of dark chocolate, and that will be my post-workout done and dusted. And then obviously I will also get my rice in the rice cooker and my chicken in the air fryer. Literally takes 20 minutes to get them all set and sorted, and that's me basically done for the day. I'll cook my beef later, but yeah, my diet at the moment, I checked in with Callum a couple of days ago and got a game plan going forward in regards to introduction of leg training, which obviously I spoke to you guys about earlier. So no changes to training, because we have the additional training day diet going in, so naturally we have an elevation in calories or average calories throughout the week, because leg training is back in. I only trained 4 days a week last week to allow for swelling and the leg to get better, so now we're reintroducing it like I explained to you guys earlier. So that's the additional training day, so naturally we have that elevation in calories, so we don't need to change base level of food going in. My weight has stayed around 74 kilos, which I believe is about 163 pounds. I haven't really had much of a move there, which is nice because it means my body is getting into a rhythm now. So yeah, I'm happy with how everything's going. I'm going to get this cooked up, and obviously I'll show you the final product. I might either go for chocolate or go for the cookie crunch, because this is good. So yeah, I'll see you guys when it's all prepped and ready to go, and then I'm going to start check-ins, might have a shower, then start check-ins and get everyone set and sorted for the day. Like I said, prep clients already done. But yeah, it's going to be a good day, guys. I hope you are having a good day wherever you are in the world. It's actually still quite warm here in the UK, which makes a change. I am ready for the cold weather though. I'm a cold weather kind of gal, because as someone noted in my last video about me wearing a hoodie, the mornings are still a little bit chilly. But it does warm up through the day, and I just like wearing a hoodie. I like to get into my training and get really, really warm and then take the hoodie off, because it's just something that I've always done. If you follow me for a long time, you'll know that I am a hoodie bitch. So yeah, but I'll see you guys when I get this all prepped. Post-workout done and dusted, and this is it in all its glory. So 20 grams dark chocolate, 30 grams of Axe and Surge Whey, 100 grams of Elevate, 75 grams of blueberries, and then 50 grams of cherries. That'll go down the hatch. I'll also take my vitamins, so omegas and stuff like that, because I haven't taken any, and a lot of them are better just digested with food and stuff like that. So that will go in, and I'll chow down on this, like I said, get all my food prep done for the day, and then sit and work for a good few hours, because I've got lots to do, lots of check-ins, and then go from there. And that is literally how my days look, to be honest, guys. Like Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll get up early and train because my days are so busy. And then Wednesday, Thursdays and Fridays are a little less crazy, but I leave those days for like admin and content and videos and things like that. And I changed over how I was doing things purely for prep, because obviously I was traveling Wednesday onwards. So I just found it easier to put everyone on a Monday and a Tuesday, because I wanted to get them all sorted before I flew out to the States or Canada or whatever. And I've just kept it that way because it works really well. Obviously, if demand gets higher, I will spread people even further across the week. But even on the Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, I still have people checking in who are getting ready for shows and stuff. So I do check-ins on other days, but primary days for check-ins on Mondays and Tuesdays. And I do still have spaces available. So if you want to jump on board and become part of Small But Mighty, or the team at Small But Mighty, then I'll pop the link below and you just get in contact and we can go from there. But gonna chow down, then I'm gonna sit and do some work and all of that good stuff. And then, yeah, like I said, that is pretty much my day, guys. Like, it's not crazy, it's not extravagant. It is literally just training, eating, sleeping, and working. I might try and get in a nap at some point. Like I said, I want to try and get a sauna and an ice bath in, but I don't know whether I'm going to have time today because it is a busy day, but we shall see, and just take the day as it comes. So that is check-ins pretty much done and dusted. I just have to wait for my Americans to check in now, and they'll typically kind of start to drop in over the next kind of couple of hours. Got some meal plan changes to do, and then I've got some new starters to send out. So I'm just about to have my second meal of the day, which I will take you through. I've already prepped it, so I'll get it out of the microwave. So what we have here, straight from the rice cooker. So the best thing about this rice cooker is it's all good to go, ready to pretty much do, ready to pretty much eat, and I just distribute over 2 meals. I have a chicken meal with rice, and then a beef meal with rice later, and then this is the final product. So in here we have 100 grams of rice. Obviously, this is raw weight, it's not cooked weight. I weigh it out before I cook it. 100 grams of raw weight rice, 100 grams of mango, 150 grams of veggies of my choice. So I am a bit of a bitch for sweet corn, and I've got some tomatoes in there. 175 grams of chicken and 100 grams of beetroot. I then throw in some hot sauce, salt and pepper, and some soy sauce, and we're good to go. And then what I will do is I will have a GDA with this as well. Glycotank is my GDA of choice at the moment. Again, if you haven't checked out Engine in Muscle, then please do. But it's been an absolutely solid morning so far. Prepping stuff for, obviously, sorted out clients and stuff, but prepping stuff for our Under the Lights Community Day, which is literally around the corner, which is on Sunday the 26th. This will go out today on the Wednesday, so in a few days time we'll be holding a massive community day for all things figure, all things women's physique, all things women's bodybuilding. There's over 60 people coming to that, which is going to be fucking wild. So I've just bought some bits and bobs for that, and then I've got some meetings later with Jacob, who owns the gym that we're doing at, so Be Modified. So we're going to have a chat with him, and then we've got the podcast, as I explained to you guys, we've got Rita, so that's going to be exciting. And then, and then I'm off for a sauna. So I managed to book one in. So I'll go and have a sauna and an ice bath at 8 p.m. before I go to bed, and that will knock me out for the evening. So yeah, busy Tuesday, but good Tuesdays, helping people fucking do the do and dominate. And, that's what I love about, being a coach, is seeing people fucking smash it and just generally be badass people and helping them go through their journeys and stuff. And obviously you guys would have seen on Beyond the Stage, my journey, what I want to do in the community for women's bodybuilding and physique is huge. And we're starting off strong with the community day on Sunday, where we've had such a good and positive response from that I'm just excited to see everyone boss it on Sunday. So it's going to be good. We're going to have some guest poses. We're going to have lots of posing in general, gym sessions, just generally create a community that girlies want to be a part of. Because I feel that does lack somewhat in the UK. We've got some amazing people in the UK like Sarah Parker, who absolutely dominates with podcasting and talking and things like that. And I just feel that we could come together and create something really special, which is what I want to do. Because we deserve more, okay? But yeah, I'm going to chow down on this, And then I'm going to just get back to work. Again, guys, like, this is literally all I do for a day. Like, I train in the morning, and then I do my check-ins, and then I eat some more, and then I rest some more, and then I eat some more. I think a lot of people don't really understand that actually we don't really do much, you know? And I'm not going to try and zhuzh up and make it out like I'm really, really busy, because, like, I am with work, but, like, I won't go out and just find things to do, because this is literally all I do 9 times out of 10. Some days I have massage, some days I have sauna, some days I don't train, so I have a rest day, and that's even more boring because I literally just stay in the house. Obviously go for steps occasionally, but that's pretty much it. So like I said, I'm going to chow down, and then I will literally return back to my... I'm actually on my bed at the moment because my office is... I mean, he knows exactly... Who's your bubba? So yeah, I'm actually just working from, or sitting on my bed, because my Mac computer is having a hissy fit. So, and also it's just easier for my leg to have it elevated on the bed. So I've just been chilling, watching some Go stuff and working through client plans and things like that. So yes, and obviously got some Instagram stuff to do, some social media stuff to do, but it's all good stuff, all good positive stuff. So yes, if you're not following me already as well, Small But Mighty 20 for any updates and all of that positive stuff. But I will see you probably in the next meal. There's not really much more for me to kind of show you guys, apart from me sitting and just working through client check-ins and stuff, or client work. And then what we'll do is, obviously, I'll give you an update as to where we're at with the Under the Lights community day after our meeting with Jacob. And then, yeah, that's it, really. Onwards we go. Okay, so second kind of block of work done. I have a call at 4 to discuss Under Lights, as I explained to you guys earlier. So now I'm going to get my next meal in. Last meal was 1:30, and it's now coming up to 3:30. Actually, no, last meal was 1 o'clock. It's now coming up to 3:30. So I'm going to get that ready, chow down before I jump on calls for this afternoon. Then it's sauna time, which I'm looking forward to. So my next meal, so obviously, if you guys remember, my last meal was the chicken and rice. So my next meal is going to be what would have been my pre-workout meal. It's 100 grams of Elevate cream of rice, 30 grams of whey, 100 grams strawberries, 75 grams blueberries, and then 25 grams of peanut butter. And yeah, it's a great meal. It sits really well. When you're if you're with your diet plan, guys, like, it should be something that you enjoy, and it should be things that digest really easily. Like for me, rice-based things are normally my go-to. I stopped having potato in my off-season quite a while ago. I mean, last year I had potato for a while, and then I removed it because it was getting too much, and then I've just been using rice-based things. I sometimes have bagels, but not often, just because I like a lot of rice-based products. They sit well, and for preparation purposes with a rice cooker, it's just so much easier. So so that's what we've just stuck with. And coming out of prep, I've just eaten the same thing, just more of it. And I think a lot of people, that's the mistake a lot of people make when they come out of prep, is they start introducing loads of new foods and things like that they haven't had throughout the last 20 plus weeks. And then they complain why they are getting digestive issues, because they've got an array of different things that they haven't eaten for 20 plus weeks. You're going to get digestive issues. So yes, you may want to eat the earth, but it's about being controlled. You should also enjoy your diet, so you're essentially just eating more of the foods that you enjoy. There's nothing I would actually change about my diet, to be honest, because, you know, when I came out of show season, I asked Callum for more fruits and veggies because I just like that post-show, especially fruit, because I'm just a huge fruit fan, and he literally just put fruit in pretty much every one of my meals. And you know, that's what I enjoy, and I like the Elevate products. They're really good. The whey, everything, like, it just sits really well, and it allows me to get closer to what I need to achieve to become the best bodybuilder on earth. So yeah, so like I said, I'll get this down, and then I've got these calls to jump onto, and then I will have a meal most likely before I go in sauna. If not, it will be after, but we'll just see how it goes. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to make sure that it gets in. If not, I'll just have to secretly eat it on the podcast, but it will be fine. And then, yeah, I'll go and have the sauna after the podcast, and it will be hunky-dory, and then I'll just slide into bed. I might take the dog for a walk when I come home from the sauna, but we will just see if I have any leftover steps and stuff. Because I'm trying to limit my steps, because I do move a lot, and it does, when my knee went, I try to limit that. So So yeah, because I do move a lot, and it can impact your recovery, which I don't want, because I've spoken time and time again about the importance of how much I'm trying to fully send my recovery side of things this off season, because it's something that I haven't really done before. So yeah, like sleeping a little bit more, getting to bed a little bit earlier, napping, that kind of thing is something that I am going to be trying to do a lot more of this off season. So yeah, but I'm going to get this meal ready, and as always, I'll show you what it looks like. But cream of rice, or elevate cream of rice, cookies and cream going in. I may use the Axe and Sledge vanilla milkshake because it goes really nicely with this one. If not, I'll use the chocolate one. But yeah, I'll get this ready and I will show you guys what it looks like. When it comes to making Elevate, I'm not going to fucking go through it because every fucker under the sun has explained how to make cream of rice. But when I do 100 grams, I'll typically do like a 1:4 ratio. So 100 grams of cream of rice, 400 grams of water, and then mix it and microwave it and repeat the process. Like I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show you that because about 5,000 million people have done that online already. And cream of rice is not hard to make, guys. It's literally super fucking simple. Some people use kettle, some people don't, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, but I'm going to get it done, get it sorted. I'll show you the finished product. So here she is in all of her glory, as mentioned. 100 grams of cream of rice, 25 grams peanut butter, 100 grams strawberry, 75 grams blueberries, and 30 grams of the Axe and Sledge whey. I will also put a little bit of salt on there. Always, I have quite a bit of salt in my diet. I have about 9 grams of salt every day, which I wake up and weigh first thing in the morning, and then that is good to go for the day, and I just spread it across my meals. Glycotank, again, going in 1 cap. I have 3 caps a day, so I'll have kind of one with my chicken meal, one with this meal, and then one with my beef meal. It's a glucose disposal agent, great little tool to have in your arsenal. Definitely grab some if you haven't got some already, especially if your food is climbing up, and if you want to make the most out of your food, then get a GDA going in. Because it's just a fucking brilliant tool to have. So I'm going to have this, and then I need to jump on those calls. So I will catch you most likely in the next meal. Another episode of Under the Lights podcast done, dusted, and filmed. And as I said to you guys earlier, we had Rita Trotter on, who's just turned pro in the women's physique division, and her journey is fucking mad. If you want to hear about how she faced some of the worst kind of like health impacts from a really bad infection, and obviously it all started with her getting diagnosed with cervical cancer, please head over to Under the Lights podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, and listen to her story. It's inspirational to say the least, especially when there are people out there that complain that they have a small cold and they don't go and train, or they're too tired to fucking meal prep. Like, Rita has gone through basically losing the use of both of her feet due to an illness or an infection that she had and experienced, and multiple operations later, she had to learn to walk again, and all of these things. So when you wake up in the morning and you think, actually, you know what, I can't be bothered to go and train because I'm too lazy, or I have a small sniffle, then just think about people who are having to fucking learn to walk and going through cancer and shit like that. Like, your life's not that bad. Like, this one massive thing that I want people to take away from that episode is how fucking easy some of us have it all. And again, in this day in the life, guys, like, I've literally got up, I've gone to the gym, I've eaten my meals, I've trained hard. I'm lucky to be able to just go and train. Like, it's literally down the road. I've got a bed upstairs and can go and nap. I've got wonderful clients, I've got great business. Like, it's about putting everything into perspective. Some people don't even have fucking running water, and some people don't. Some people don't even get out of bed, or don't even have a bed to fucking sleep in. We have it easy, guys. Like, and it's just, again, like, it's perspective. Like, when you wake up and you feel a little bit down in the dumps, wake up and think, you know what? Actually, I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to have who I have around me. Like, it's about, like, practicing how grateful you are and practicing gratitude. Like, I'll always try and wake up, and this is my own journey through having therapy and things like that, like waking up and being like, I've got money in the bank, I've got food on my table, I've got water in my glass, like, all of these things a lot of people don't have. So when you're feeling a little bit down or a little bit stuck or whatever, just think about what you have available to you, because a lot of people don't have that. That's a massive thing that I want people to take away from that. Like, she was told by the doctor that she would never walk again, and she's literally just turned pro. Like, that's the biggest fuck you to people who ever doubted her, ever. So just take a step back and sometimes look at perspective, because I think a lot of us don't do that. So yeah, if you want to catch that episode, it will be live on Friday, so in a couple of days time at 7 a.m. in the morning, so you can catch it when you're doing your cardio and all that good stuff, because it is an incredible episode. And I will say that till the cows come home. Under the Lights is a podcast that is here to change the game when it comes to women's bodybuilding and physique, and just allowing, you know, these young ladies to come on the podcast and talk and tell us their story. And every bodybuilder that we've had on so far has got such an incredible story, and we all approach things so differently as well, which is really exciting. So if you want to catch up on previous episodes, they're all on Spotify, all on YouTube, so please go and obviously support that, because the more we get the support, the more we can do within the community, the more we can push it, which is super exciting. But incredible episode. So that is that done for the day. That is all the kind of little bits for the podcast to be done. That's all finished now. I've got a couple of little bits of work to finish off, and then it is sauna time. I have a meal in about I have it in about 10 minutes, which is my beef meal, which will literally take me 2 seconds to prep because I pretty much prepped it. But what a day, guys. It's been actually a crazy day, a good day, a busy day. You know, it's so good to be busy, but it is about time to just start winding down. I do start trying to wind down around this time, at least by 7 p.m. Obviously all of my Americans have been done now as well, so they're all set and sorted. But yeah, incredible, guys. Sometimes you just need to have a chat with someone who has just been through so much to give you perspective. Yeah, fucking crazy. And as always, like, I appreciate everyone that comes and listens to my story. You know, I haven't got a story like that, but I think bodybuilding and training and the gym and fitness in general brings a lot of us together who have previously struggled or felt like outcasts. And that's kind of why I built the brand that I have, Small But Mighty, because it brings, you know, I was always an outcast. I always really struggled with getting bullied and shit like that. And obviously there are people who are going to come to this comment section and say I look like a man and shit like that. But, you know, if we can bring everyone together who's faced adversity, and we can create, you know, a community that people feel safe in and feel happy in and can be themselves, then I've done my job. And I feel that we're all on this earth to do a job. We'll all have a purpose on this earth, and I'm a firm believer of that. And if I can make one person feel better today, then I've done my job. And again, like I said, that's why I built my brand. It's not a money-driven brand. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about what's in my bank. As long as someone who's watched this video today, or someone who I've crossed paths with, feels better because they've felt inspired, or I've given them some advice or whatever, like that for me is what brings me joy. So yeah, and obviously, like I said, I've always wanted to build a community and give, you know, people the time of day that deserve to have it. And that's why me and Hannah Mitchell designed or created Under the Lights, is because we felt there was a gap in the market, that if people were missing out on these young ladies that deserve the recognition. You've got great fucking Instagram pages now, like Female Bodybuilding Channel, Hardcore Bodybuilders, Female Bodybuilding pages, like, who are pushing female bodybuilding more than ever now. And that was something that you wouldn't see previously. So it's really epic to see things that are coming further towards the light, because a lot of these ladies deserve it, because they don't get the recognition that they deserve. So yeah, so on that note, my DMs and my inboxes are always open to anyone that needs me. Granted, a lot of it goes into my requests, so I need to start looking through that. So if you have messaged me, if it's an arsehole message, I'm not going to reply to it because it's an arsehole message. But if it's like a message that you have sent giving me a story or giving me something or something you struggle with, I will look through my requests in the next few days and I will get back to them, because a lot of the inboxes for Instagram have fucking all changed, and I'm about as useful as a chocolate fireplace when it comes to Instagram and the social media. So just bear with me on that. But anyone that's messaged me, I'll get back to you. But anyone that wants to message me, please do. My inbox is open. If you need help with anything, I will always be there to help. So please just ask. Equally, again, if you want coaching and you want to be a part of my brand, you know, you'll get the support that you need. There are some amazing coaches, in the UK. And we're all together and we're all pushing each other, and that's what matters. Okay, so yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna finish off a little bit of work, and then I am going to have my next meal, which, as always, I'll show you guys. But it'll be 100 grams of rice again from the rice cooker, 175 grams of beef, which I cooked earlier, and 150 grams of veggies, which I will just cook up some stir fry veggies because I just really like them. And that is it. I do normally have an apple with this meal, but I actually ran out. So I'm just gonna macro swap it with some strawberries. I could even get an apple on the way home from the sauna. Might do that, might not. We'll see how I feel, but I did macro swap it with some strawberries for 100 grams of strawberries while I get some apples for tomorrow, but that would be the only obviously macro swap, and I think it's just about 20 calories less. So I'll make that swap most likely and then get apples tomorrow. But that is the, oh, sorry, no, yeah, so what I'll do is I'll have those strawberries in my last meal, which is a yogurt meal, so I can bulk that out a little bit. And then we'll go from there, but wow, emotional, that was crazy. But I'll show you that meal when I get it ready. I'm gonna finish off these last little bits. But just remember what I said, guys, like it's really important. That's a huge take home from this video. If you get anything from this video, that should be the perspective of life. It should be what you get from this. But yeah, crazy episode. So next meal prepped, as mentioned, I got 100 grams of rice, 175 grams of beef, that's raw weight, 150 grams of veggies, and then the apple from this meal, like I said, I'm gonna macro track, put some, and it'll just be some additional strawberries, and I'll put that in my yogurt meal when I come home from the sauna. I've been doing the sauna and ice bath now for about 5 weeks, and honestly, it's been a real game changer to my recovery. I typically do like 10 minutes in the sauna, and then 2 to 3 minutes in the ice bath, and I just flip between the two. It's something that I will continue to keep integrating into my off season because it is just brilliant. We have like a couple of like, I guess they're called cold boxes in and around the southwest, specifically Gloucester, where you just go pay a fee for an hour and then it's basically yours, and it's literally just a sauna and an ice bath. Whereas there's one called the Reset Box down the road, which is slightly more advanced. You can get some infrared work and some compression boot stuff, and it's really good. But it's honestly been an absolute game changer for my off season. Well, for my reverse, and I can't wait to integrate it into my off season. Mix that with some regular massage, which I get with Ash from COA Performance in Cheltenham, who's treated me for about 4 years now. But yeah, it's been an absolute game changer. So I'm going to chow down on this. I'm going to leave in about half an hour. And then, yeah, I'm hoping to finish off my messages by the time I need to leave for the sauna, but clients come first, so I will finish those off while I eat, and then I'll get ready to just switch off after the sauna and stuff like that. But yes, I also need to feed the animals. I will get that done as well. My partner is coaching at the moment, so she'll be home. She is a football coach / soccer coach for you Americans, and a fucking good one at that, so she'll be home soon. But I'm gonna chow down, like I said, and then I get this done, and I'll probably see you at the sauna just to show you what it's kind of all about. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure. So just got to the sauna / ice bath place and just gonna head in now. But I thought I'd kind of show you guys what the sauna ice box kind of looks like, and if you are in the southwest area, you can use it. If you're closest kind of like Stroud, you are more than welcome to use it. It is at Fortress Gym, run by the lovely Rebecca Warren, who is a competitor herself, so knows kind of the importance of recovery and rest and all of that good stuff. So I will show you guys where it is. And yeah, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's only like it's literally just like a box, but it's got the ice bath, it's got the sauna in it, and it is just generally a fucking good little tool. So yeah, I will show you. I just need to get the code off of my phone because you can check in 5 minutes earlier. So if I just get that off my phone, that'd be very useful. And you literally, it's just on an app. And then you check in and you get a code, and the code lets you in. So we'll go and do that now so I can show you guys what it looks like. So you just walk down this little hill here. And like I said, it is at a Fortress Gym. So a gym in Stroud, a fucking brilliant gym at that as well. And then you just turn the corner. And you come down this little section here. And it's literally just in the corner, so it's like a little tin can, literally like what I said here. And then, like I said, you get a little code. This is what it looks like. You get a little code which sends your phone. Can't remember what it was. That should let you in, and you're let in. And it's literally just sauna here, which is pretty cool. You lock yourself in behind, got all these bits here, and then this here is the ice bath. Open it up. Someone's just been in here, and then you just pop in there, pop in the sauna, all good to go. Someone's actually been in here, which never happens. It's normally quite quiet at this time of the day because obviously it's late, but then equally people probably have the same idea as me and been like, I'm just going to jump in here because it's going to be quiet. So like I said earlier, I do 8 to 10 minutes in the sauna, and then 2 to 3 minutes in the ice bath, depending on how fucking cold the ice bath is, and then that's that done for the day, and it just gets you stepped ready for bed. I've obviously got my yogurt meal, so I'll cozy up and get that done, and then I will head to bed because I've got to check in with Callum in the morning, and just another early day because I'm busy tomorrow as well. So yeah, so I'll probably catch you guys after I've done my little recovery bits and bobs, and then just wrap this video up, but that is pretty much a day in the life with me. But yeah, I'll see you guys after I've done all of my bits. That is the ice bath done and dusted. Well, ice bath, sauna, and I always feel fucking phenomenal after like a sauna and an ice bath, ready for bed. But I'm gonna get home, have my last meal, which is my yogurt meal, and then I'm gonna crawl into bed because I have the sauna and the ice bath, and then I shower here and get changed, ready to just go to bed essentially. I normally try and do these sort of after my working hours, so I can fully switch off, and just kind of get into the frame of mind to get ready for bed. I think it's so important to have that kind of like pre-bed routine. I obviously don't go and have a sauna every night, but I try and go at least three times a week. But I do also try and switch off at a suitable time so I can kind of wind down for bed and get the best quality of sleep possible. Again, like I said earlier on in the video, like really trying to focus on getting recovery nailed this off season because it will make a massive difference. And recovery in general, guys, just having a little bit more focus on it will make a massive difference. So I'm going to head home, take me about 20-25 minutes, and then have my last meal, and then crawl into bed because I'm up early to check in with Callum, and then just got a busy day of admin and editing this as well, so this will go out, and yeah, so I'm going to head home and I'll see you guys at my last meal. Back home and have prepped last meal of the day. So last meal is 200 grams or 2 Arla yogurts, which is like a total of 400 grams, and then 100 grams raspberries, 100 grams strawberries, 75 grams blueberries, swapped for the apple that I would have had with my beef meal, but macro swapped it for some blueberries. I'll get apples tomorrow, and then 20 grams of dark chocolate. Get this down the hatch and then get to bed. But that is pretty much it, guys, for a day in the life, and I suppose you've had a bit of a full day of eating, I suppose, as well. So lucky you guys. But no, thank you everyone for always giving me support and watching these videos. It does mean the world. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. Obviously, I've got Laz doing some videos, and then a bit of me and a bit of Laz, a bit of me, a bit of Laz. Laz is my videographer, if you don't know already and you are new to the channel, but he's been filming me for years now. So yeah, but anyway, I'll get on all of the other videos and all that good stuff, but for now, getting to that point where my brain is starting to shut off and I'm getting pretty tired, so I'm going to get this down the hatch, like I said, and then head to bed. But like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, all of the usual stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.